Wales are up against the Springboks in the World Cup semi-final. Check out this video for my thoughts. Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So this week it is two semi-finals that we have, and it is England versus New Zealand and Wales versus South Africa. Everyone is talking about the England versus New Zealand one, but I'm just saying Wales versus South Africa is the Six Nations champions versus the Rugby Championship champions. So it doesn't matter which one of them are your favorites, but it is going to be big North-South derbies. I'll watch both of these games live. I'll do live reaction videos for them. So if you want to watch that out, hit the subscribe button so that you actually get a notification when I do post it. So let's get into it. The competition so far for the two teams, Wales, they are 5 from 5. They are the only side so far left in this competition that has done it so far. After the other two, England and New Zealand, they've only played 4 after their games have been cancelled. One of their games each has been cancelled. And South Africa, of course, have only won 4 of their 5 games. Wales's closest game was last weekend when they only beat France by 1 point. The red card that France got probably was a little bit of an equalizer, and France really let their lead slip from there. Gatland even said after the game that the better team lost on the day, but hey, they are through and they will improve this weekend. The competition so far for South Africa, 4 from 5. They lost that one against New Zealand, but dominated the rest of the games from there. The history between the two sides, South Africa has only won 1 game in the last 6. That was back in the 2015 World Cup quarter-final. And since then, Wales has actually won 4 games after that between the two World Cups. Won by 14 points, 2 points, 2 points, and then 9 points. So not big margins of victory in the last 3, but it's still something for them to build on. Let's have a closer look at the two squads. Gatland went up front with Jones, Owens and Francis. They are strong up front, but last weekend they actually struggled at times against France. For South Africa, they have a very strong front row with Beast Bongi Mbunambi, who is still in. Despite some pressure from Marks off the bench, Bongi has still been doing well. Malherbe stays in the prop as well, and they've been absolutely solid at scrum time. The second row for Wales, it is the legend Alan Wynne-Jones, who is going to become the joint second most capped player of all time with 142 caps. I think 133 of those are for Wales, and the rest of the caps for the British and Irish Lions. And then the other second rower, Jake Ball. The second rowers for South Africa, also pretty experienced, not that experienced, but it is Etzebeth, who remains in the team despite some pressure from RG Snyman, who's been on fire, and then Lotte Jager, who just is the master tactician at line-out time. South Africa's line-outs are still 100% for the whole World Cup. That is 57 attempts with 57 successful. So it's just been a masterclass from them. But they are facing one of the masters at line-out time in the form of Alan Wynne-Jones. So this weekend is going to be a tough one on them. In the loose forwards, Gatland went with Wainwright and Tipuric at number 6 and 7. Both of them pretty strong players. And then replacing the injured Navidi with Moriarty. Moriarty is also a very strong runner with the ball. A good player. I do like him. So it's going to be interesting to see how he also slots into the starting team. He is an excellent player on the ball. The loose forwards for South Africa, they have the captain Siya Kolisi, who has been an absolute beast the last week. Especially on defense, he was just everywhere. Then number 7, another tackling machine, and also another force in the lineouts for South Africa. Also another reason they've been doing pretty well, Pieter Steff de Toey. Number 8, Dwayne Vermeulen. He was crucial last time South Africa beat Wales in the World Cup with just a flick to Fourie de Pre, and they scored an amazing try. So hopefully for South Africa, he could deliver something like that again. The Welsh halfbacks can be amazing on their days. Gareth Davies is very similar to Faf de Klerk when it comes to defense. Rushing forward, he just does his own thing. He has the ability just to do his own thing, rushing forward, intercepting balls, stuff like that. So you have to look out for him. Bigger, he has also won many important games for Wales, so this might be one of those ones where they really need him. South Africa, it looks like the storm has calmed down around Faf de Klerk, who has been picked again. Look, he is gonna kick. It's gonna be the game plan. They do play the kick and defend game plan at the moment, so it's just gonna be the execution of Faf de Klerk. Does he get the ball in the air and try to get the wingers to get the ball back? So it's just there's gonna be a little bit of pressure on him, but I do think he's been good. He got man of the match last weekend, so Wales will be pretty scared of what he can do. Number 10, Pollard, he's quite silent for this last couple of weeks, but it's because of how the game plan has been working. He's just kind of a silent partner in that half-back pairing, but we've seen glimpses of brilliance from him every time the game flows a bit freely. In the centres, Parks continues, and then Davies is back from his injury. The midfield is a lot stronger with Davies in the side. Last weekend the defense had a lot of gaps in the defensive line, so it is good to see him back. Damian de Allende at number 12 for South Africa. He's in form. He's masterful on defense, and he's just made a bunch of turnovers in recent weeks as well. At number 13, he's been quiet on attack, but on defense he is the organizer in the line. Out wide for Wales, they have Adams, who has scored 5 tries in the competition so far. North, who's always hard to bring down. He's a big lad, so it's going to be a big task for the winger in front of him. And then Halfpenny, who is in for Williams, and there's going to be some pressure on him just slotting into the side, but he's a very experienced guy. He's done it a lot of times. He does bring something else to the table, a bit of a kicking game as well. For South Africa, they also have a guy that has scored 5 tries so far, Mapimpi. He has a career record of 13 tries from 12 games, so that's good for him. He's going to be feared from the Welsh side. Nkosi, he's in for the injured Colby. Wales might be a little bit more happy about that. But if you're a Welsh fan and you do not know who Nkosi is, you better fear him as well. He is just as dangerous. He can do different things. He's a bit bigger. He can even bump off some players. He is a very physical guy, and he can step guys as well. It's just going to be a bit of pressure with him on defense, because Colby is someone that has saved South Africa's asses a lot of times with his rush defense. He does cut off a lot of passes on the nick of time. So Nkosi is going to have a bit of pressure on him, and we might see a little bit more backline tries than we have in the past. Willie Leroux, he's in at the number 15. It's just a question of how his form is going to go. The benches for the two sides, Wales went with D, Carr, Lewis, Beard, Shingler, Williams, Patchell and Watkin. Patchell, he's the key there. He has stepped up a lot of times when coming off the bench for Wales. Then for South Africa, they have Marks, Kitsoff and Koch. Very strong front row to bring on. They can start in many other countries. And then Snyman and Mostert, good 2 locks. So South Africa has a new front 5 to bring on, which just brings a lot of energy on the park, especially when it comes to tackling time. And it just aids the backs, like Rassie Erasmus has said. Herschel Yankees is in the side as well. And then Frans Steyn, who has still not kicked a very long kick. And we might see it this weekend if the game is close. Now that we know how the teams look, let's look at the different facets of the play and which team will dominate each. Scrums, I think, will be pretty even initially, but with the Boks having a completely new front 5 to bring on, and a very strong one for that, I think they will dominate the second half. Line out time, normally I would back the Boks easily with that 100% accuracy, but Alan Wynne-Jones, he's just a master in the line out. I think that 100% will probably not stand after this weekend anymore, but I think South Africa will still be dominating the line outs. Loose forward battle at rucks. Wales will probably have more fetches on the park. South Africa, they kind of have fetches scattered all over the park. Damian de Allende for one, he's a very big fetcher in the side. Cleaning from the loose forwards even as well, but I think Wales has this one in the bag. 9-10 combo, it's a very even one in this one as well. Faf de Klerk with his box kicks are going to be pretty important, but both scrum halves with their rush defense are going to be important as well. Both of them pretty similar, both of them free to do whatever they want on defense. The 210s basically just play as distributors in the two sides, so they are pretty even in that facets as well. Centers, without Davies, I would say South Africa, but with him I say it's pretty even on the defensive front, but Wales may have the upper hand when it comes to attack. Out wide, Adams and Mapimpi, both of them similar players, both of them have scored 5 tries, both of them are kind of finishers in the side, they aren't really the creating players. North and Corsi on the other wing, they are more creative wingers making tries. It's kind of experienced player versus a younger player, so it's gonna be interesting. Nkosi is more physical, so he might front up a little bit better against North. And then Halfpenny and Willie Leroux, different styles of players, but it's going to be interesting to see if these guys actually do score a couple of tries. South Africa has only given away 3 tries in this whole competition, where Wales, I think the stat was 12 tries, so they have been leaking quite a few. So up front, I think South Africa has the upper hand. At the back, I think it's pretty even. So the box kicking and defensive game is going to be important in this one. So how does Wales actually counter that? That's going to be an important one. Gatland is pretty smart. He would have a plan for that. So it's about how the box counter that again. The bookies do say South Africa will win this one. They do have them as favorites. I also think South Africa have this one, but I think a little bit of a smaller margin. I think South Africa by 6. Guys, let me know down in the comment your prediction for this game. I know you have a lot of different ones. And thanks for all the support. The channel has been growing in the last couple of weeks. And then if you want to check out some of my other videos, it will be here next to me. Cheers.